Hi, buddy. Riddle, honey.
My first impression of Riddle was just, this is so sad. Like, how can a horse get to this point? All that you could see was skin and bones. He was just a mess. Our first thought was, let's get to work. But at the same time, where we were definitely like, is this horse going to pull through? He was brought to us by our animal cruelty task force team. They got a call about a horse who was being neglected on a property. So they went and they investigated and they found Riddle, and he was skin and bones. Riddle was 700 pounds underweight, and he wasn't able to stand up by himself because he literally had no muscle in his body. He had a body condition score of 1 out of 9. That's the lowest that an animal can go. There's no true way to know how long he was living like that, but he was a sad sight to see. He had pressure sores all over his body from laying down. He needed hoof care, he needed dental care. All 4 of his legs were painful to the touch, and Riddle was also covered in lice. But Riddle really did have this like spark in his eye where he showed up. There was something about him that like we thought, like, he's a fighter, like he's gonna pull through. The moment that Riddle laid down in his stall and couldn't get up by himself, we had to lift him physically ourselves.
3, come on,
Good boy. There were about 5 or 6 people that lifted him and then would walk with him with straps underneath them to hold up the weight of his body so he could get that feeling back in his legs, so he could get the strength to walk again.
How's it going, big guy?
The times where I was the most worried would probably be when I would first walk into the barn in the morning and you would see him laying there and you did have that thought of, is he alive? But at the same time, he was just happy to see people. And I think he started to get the feeling that like when people would enter the barn, that means food is coming and that means care is coming. The plan for the first few days with Riddle was to keep him alive. He required care 24/7. So we had people constantly checking on him. Every morning we got to the barn and we saw him still alive. We were like, okay, he has another day in him. Riddle from the very beginning, like from day 1, was like, okay, I'm in the right place. I'm gonna get healthy, I'm gonna come through. I like to think that Riddle started showing his personality from day 1. The second that somebody walked into the barn, he would raise his head. He would neigh or whinny at us and greet us, and it was like, good morning. He loved attention. He loved getting scratched. He loved being brushed. He just loved any human attention he could get. And he was so kind. And I think that was one of the reasons why our staff fell in love with him so quickly. I think that he has that typical gelding personality where he's just happy to be there, happy to be loved, happy to be involved in anything. When we got him up and we moved him around, the next time it happened, when he would lay back down because he was so exhausted and couldn't get back up, we would all gather around him, we'd lift him up, and he'd be like, all right, here we go again. And he would get up and he would walk around. And there was never that look of like, guys, I'm giving up, I'm tired. And he did that over and over and over until we finally saw him stand up himself and stay up. And that was the best feeling. That was when we were like, this guy's gonna make it. It took about 2 weeks for him to be comfortable and have enough muscle in his body to be able to stand himself. When he could walk himself without our help, I think the biggest feeling was relief. Once he was able to stand independently and move around, we ended up turning him outside into a small round pen where he got to be outside and feel the sun on his face again. Turning him outside for the first time and letting him see the trees and breathe in the fresh air and seeing other horses around him, he was so excited. Like, he was so just happy to be there. And then once he began to gain weight and we knew that he was moving in the right direction, that's when we started to introduce more nutrients to his diet. We worked closely with the vets, create a special diet for him so that he wasn't being fed too much all at once. We followed our vet's advice and started him on a very small amount of food. The worst thing that you can do is give them a bunch of food to basically fatten them up, which a lot of people I don't think realize. His teeth were healthier, his mouth was healthier, and eventually he could just eat hay and grain himself. He didn't need any water or extra nutrients in it. I think Riddle also felt relieved to be able to be doing things that a normal horse should be able to do. And we saw that he was just happy to be alive, like he had made it. Right now, Riddle spends his time in a pasture with a bunch of horse friends, just eating hay and basking in the sun. That's his favorite thing to do. He can do so much more now that he couldn't do when he first arrived.
Don't horsefly.
Seeing him now, I would never imagine that that's the same horse that came in.
What are you doing, buddy?
He was rescued from the auction and then he was picked up by a meat dealer.
Oh, you're so good. You're so good. It's okay.
He's 25 years old, so he's probably worked for about 2 decades. His front legs would cross in front of him and he was just struggling. Like, he had been worked so hard his whole life. I cried when I first saw him. He was so skinny and he smelled horrible. The tumor, I mean, you could just smell it. It had been there for months. I honestly didn't know how much time we had left with him. So when we first brought him to the sanctuary, I was so scared for him. But I wanted to just give him a chance. You know, if he wanted to fight, if he wanted to be here, then I would fight with him. I had 3 different vets look at him. We removed the tumor. She pulled it out from his eyelid.
All right. Okay, good boy. Good boy.
Yeah, you're looking so much better today. Look at that. Look, you can use both your eyes.
And we discovered that he did not have a neurological disease. He actually passed all of his neurological tests with flying colors. But some sort of work injury happened along his spine or in his neck, right where the harness sat. He kept getting better slowly. You could tell every time we did something that made him feel better, he became more and more curious about humans. The first time it hit me that he's better is I saw him galloping, and I'm like, wow, he can actually move like that. His personality took a couple months to fully come out, but when it did, he is so goofy. He's a total snack monster.
Oh no, I don't have a treat for you.
He will drop down and he will roll on the ground for several minutes. When he approaches you, it's like a big puppy dog. You can see it in his eyes that he's happy. He does not look like the same horse. Asher is living proof that things can be different and life can be beautiful again.
Good girl.
Her legs were so weak she couldn't even step down properly off the trailer. She was the skinniest horse I had ever seen. She was lethargic. She was covered in flies and sores. She smelled horribly. And she didn't have a fighting spirit. She didn't have any spark left in her.
If you'll let us, we can flush her tear ducts.
I received a phone call from a local rescue saying that they just received a draft horse, and they were very honest with me. They said, we don't know how long she has, and that it would be very expensive to try to even give her a shot at life. We don't care how much it costs, and we're going to give her a shot.
Oh, pretty girl. Oh, pretty girl.
The first day that Lady arrived here, she just hung her head very low and didn't move around very much. We just talked to her and brushed her. She had a skin condition and she ended up losing like 70% of the hair on her body. So the first week that we had Lady, she did not enjoy those skin treatments. And then she started to look forward to them. She was like, ooh, you're gonna scratch my little itchy spots. I think she understood that we were trying to help her.
That's the spot, huh, Mama? Oh my gosh.
That's when she started to flourish and show her personality. Now she'll rub against you and tell you it's time, start petting me now. She'd start drooling and her lip would start quivering. Then one day she met Royal. The majority of the horses were afraid of her and didn't go near her. But Royal was drawn to her because his mother was a starved horse as well. So he would stand by the fence line and just stand next to her for hours. The first time that we let them out together, she smelled his face and they kissed each other. And ever since then, they've just been the best of friends. And for her to pull through and to be so joyful throughout the process, she has been an inspiration to all of us.
Winnie was definitely the worst case that we've taken on here at our rescue. She was just skin and bones, just barely anything there. All the ribs were showing, her hips were sticking out. There was basically no fat on her body at all. She was weak too because she didn't have the energy that she needed to walk around or lay down or roll. So we were just really unsure if she would be even able to make it. So we were contacted by a local animal control unit to take her and rehabilitate her. And then when we brought her back to our place, Winnie was pretty kind of shut down at the beginning. She'd been in her last place for almost her whole life. So it was a big change. Winnie is 32, almost 33 years old. So at the beginning, especially when we first brought her back in the trailer, she was really unsteady on her feet. We were really worried because she had been so nutritionally deprived. She seemed not interested in food or grass. It was a challenge at first getting her to want to eat and then finding things she did like. And we thought maybe that was because she was just by herself. We tried to introduce her to some other animals after a couple weeks.
My goodness, you don't want to be friends with anybody.
But she didn't really know what to do. She didn't know how to say hello to other horses. Thankfully, the mom horse that we put her with kind of was a good example of how to be a horse.
Be nice, Winnie.
When we first introduced them, Winnie went over to Willow, started sniffing her around.
And she thought, I can trust this horse. I'm going to follow this horse and do what they do.
There you go. Good girl.
She wanted to belong. She wanted to be accepted. So she kind of just mimicked the other horse, Willow, in what she was doing.
Oh, goodness. Look how good she looks compared to when she first came in.
She started to kind of show just little bits of her personality. She had a bigger appetite and started eating hay and grass.
She is gaining weight already.
Now that she has more energy, she will run around the field a lot more.
Yes. Come in.
But she would probably be described as a diva.
Let's go explore. Wait for me. Wait for me, Winnie. Easy. Easy. Good girl.
She liked things a certain way.
Yeah.
But she doesn't want anybody to mess up the things that she likes. So we kind of live in her world. So we couldn't be more pleased with how she's doing and how she's recovered.